afternoon, Mrs. Adams.
Good afternoon.
All right. My name's Pat. I'll be taking your vitals and a brief history for Dr. Green. So what brings you into the clinic today?
Well, I've been having headaches and my family keeps bothering me about my memory. I don't know why they keep making out me to be crazy.
Oh, well, I'm sure Dr. Green will be able to help you figure out what's going on. Okay, he'll be right in shortly, okay?
Good afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. Adams. Mrs. Adams, I understand you have some problems sleeping, having really bad headaches, and there's some concern about your memory. Can you tell me about that?
Well, the headaches are bad, but I don't see any problem otherwise. Everybody loses their keys and misplaces things from time to time. And they tell me my personality changes in the evening, and, well, I guess I'll turn into a vampire or something.
How long has this been happening?
May I say something here?
Is that okay with you, Mrs. Adams?
Yeah, all right. He'd be happy if he gets his 2 cents in.
Look, this has been happening for the last 6 months and it's getting worse. Doctor, that's what we're worried about. My wife has always been so sweet and soft-spoken, and now she's always irritable. She can't sleep at night, and sometimes I'll find her downstairs, and she'll be standing there looking confused. She always pays the bills, but what takes her 2 hours to do now used to only take 20 minutes before. She didn't even recognize our neighbors. I'm worried that something is terribly wrong.
Are these things true, Ms. Adams? Are you having sleep problems and difficulty doing routine things?
Well, I suppose so, but everyone comes to an age where they're a little absent-minded, right, Dr. Green? Now, as for the neighbors, I said hello to her. I just couldn't remember her name right then.
Well, some memory problems start in the 50s. But I'm concerned about the sleeping, the irritability at night, and you seem pretty agitated.
Now you sound like my family. Oh. I'm scared, Dr. Green. My mother died of Alzheimer's, and they're afraid that I'll have it too.
Before we jump there are some other things that can cause your symptoms. Tell me what medications you're on.
Well, over-the-counter medicines for headaches, Motrin, I think.
Have you stopped having your periods?
Oh yeah, I'm in menopause.
How many hours do you sleep at night?
I don't know, but I wake up like a baby after 2 or 3 hours. Sometimes nap during the day.
Is there a history of heart disease or stroke in your family?
Yes, my dad died of a heart attack, and my grandmother had a few strokes that left her unable to walk.
Tell me about those headaches.
Well, they're becoming more and more frequent, and the medicines sometimes don't work, and I get a little fuzzy in thought, even dizzy.
Ms. Adams, I'd like to perform a physical exam and a neurological exam to check your cognition and memory. Mrs. Adams, I want to run a few more tests so that we can determine what's wrong.
Or maybe we could put an end to all this worry about me.
We can start the blood work today. I'll set you up for an angiogram because I'm concerned about the headaches and confusion. We want to make sure you're not having some little strokes or transient ischemic attacks. Once we have that information, we may set you up for an MRI. I know you're really distressed about all this, but I want you to see a psychiatrist. I recommend Dr. Grubb. She's a specialist and she can determine if you need any medication. And I want to see you back here next week to go over all your test results.
Thank you, doctor.
Well, I hope this makes everyone happy. I'm not crazy.